Good evening. And welcome to the Pittsford School Board meeting. I'd like to ask you all to join us for standing saying the pledge of allegiance. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May I have a motion for approval or approval? Jeff. And Kim, thank you so much. All in favor? The motion carries. Thank you. So we are so excited that this evening we will have a robotics presentation from our Pittsford robotics team 3181. And would you all please, we welcome you and please come forward.
We love to see the sea of pink out there too. You all look amazing.
It's planned that way.
Projectiles in there, right? Is there anything? Should we go under the table?
It depends on how you take the presentation.
Well said.
There is a projectile.
Oh, well. Let's just move it a different direction.
Luckily, it's not. Yeah. We're not competing yet.
Good evening, Board of Education members. I'm Hannah Shria, the Vice President of Business from the Pittsford Panthers Robotics Team 3181. We are comprised of students from Sutherland and Mendon High School. The team meets year-round, even in summer and fall. Starting in January, we spend 6 to 8 weeks designing and building a robot to participate in First Robotics Competition, also known as FRC. FRC is a global competition where high school teams build industry-level robots. Our team has about 40 active students who receive training and first-hand experience in mechanical and electrical components, CAD, which stands for Computer-Aided Design, Programming, Business, and Art. The 2023 season saw the team's best results in FRC since its founding in 2010. At our first competition of the year, we came in 22nd out of 55 teams from the Finger Lakes region, including teams from Fairport, Penfield, and Victor. The team won the Spirit Award for our enthusiasm and teamwork, marking our first award ever. Then our team went on to make it to the semifinals in the Greater Pittsburgh Regional Competition in Pennsylvania, 14th place out of 48 teams. The team also won Spirit Award again in Pittsburgh, making a total of 2 awards in one season. We are incredibly proud of all of our members and mentors for their commitment and contributions to the team. Tomorrow, our advanced team of students will leave for our first competition in Pittsburgh, and on Thursday, the rest of our team will follow. Everyone here is invited to view the competition through the live streams found on the FRC website or visit us in person during our second competition at RIT on March 14th through 16th. We are hoping to go beyond our success from last year and to continue our results. However, this success is not possible without the support of our sponsors and the generosity of parents. Every year, the team requires thousands of dollars to participate in FRC for both the competition fees and the resources for the robot and the team. Last February, we spoke to you all regarding district funding for the team and we received $6,000 in October. Firstly, we'd like to thank the district for their support and encouragement of STEM learning. This funding has led to increased opportunities for all our students. We were able to alleviate financial strain and lower the cost of our out-of-state trip for our students. Secondly, we'd like to highlight the tremendous effort and passion put into our team. In the span of 6 weeks, we've had a total of over 2,593 hours of student participation recorded. The average member of the team has 68 hours logged in. These hours still only count for the hours since January, not including our fall work. We work all year. Our competition season is January through April, but we still put in the work and time over summer break and at the beginning of the school year. Last year's data shows that at the end of the school year, most students had more than 180 hours. Last week during the break, the team met for more than 10 hours every single day. This puts our time investment on at least equal footing with the district sports teams. It's not just the students, but the mentors who also dedicate their time to this team. They commit to the same hours as the students while working full-time jobs, as well as working outside meeting hours. They guide and teach the students with their experience in the STEM industry and beyond. They spend money and time on the team voluntarily so that the students can succeed in every way possible. Mentors have over 400 hours invested in the team and go well beyond that since robotics is year-round. Additionally, many of our alumni return to help out the team during their college breaks, and some even stay as mentors if their college is close by. They are crucial to the team's success. Not only do we tackle building a robot, we are also actively promoting STEM across the district. Our members have established an after-school STEM club for 4th graders at Allens Creek Elementary, and I've seen year-round participants join in to learn about engineering and technology. We have parents contacting us about establishing similar robotics teams for lower-level competitions in the elementary and middle schools. We also present at Mendon Centers and Jefferson Road STEAM Days and encourage the kids to explore STEM outside of school. We collaborate with the surrounding teams in Monroe County and have helped international teams at competitions. We are more than a club, and we believe our dedication and commitment to this team deserve the appropriate level of recognition and support. Many other teams are also seeking financial support from the district or their state. Some of you may have heard about the potential STEM bill that would create grants specifically for high school robotics teams participating in FRC. The bill will allow for state funding and grants of $5,000 for eligible teams. While this is exciting and could greatly benefit the team, the bill was first proposed in 2017 and has not gained much traction since. Additionally, it appears possible that our team would not qualify for the grant based on the criteria currently in the bill. As our students and mentors put so much time and effort into the team, we'd like to have the continued support from the district. Many of the surrounding teams in the area have been granted annual funding and assistance from the school districts. Fairport's team has been made a co-curricular, a special status in response to their efforts that go beyond a club. Some schools even recognize robotics as a sport and pay them accordingly. Most schools fund their teams because of the competitive aspect and the time commitment that is beyond any club, as well as the fact that FRC provides opportunities for students directly within the STEM industries that are not offered anywhere else. In comparison, our district is lacking in those areas. While it might seem aspirational to be considered a sports team or have the schools pay for everything, we're here today to ask for annual funding and recognition. We spend around $4,000 per year, not just on the robot, but on travel fees and competition fees, training for the students, food, and more. While the $6,000 this year helped a tremendous amount, having a consistent guaranteed amount per year would provide greater financial stability for our team. Every year, we lose sponsors and gain others, just as students graduate and new ones join. Our finances are always changing, and having annual funding from the district would be a tremendous benefit. Additionally, the money would be able to go directly towards our success at competitions. We'd be able to highlight the excellence of our district, demonstrating positive attention and attracting other attracting other support, while inspiring other students to pursue STEM education. We'd be able to go beyond high school FRC and establish LEGO League and other lower level programs in the elementary and middle schools. We would become more involved in the community and encourage STEM even more than we have already. All this will only become possible with the continued support of the Pittsford Central School District. Part of this support includes recognition. Despite all that we do, the robotics team is not even considered a team. Officially, we are a club, and this makes it challenging to be successful. The competition and travel are expensive and time-consuming, and new members often do not understand the amount of effort required since we are labeled a club. As we all know, you do not need to be you can be part of a club with minimal participation, but in our case, that is not true. We have a leadership system of students who vote during meetings and instruct new members. We have different sub-teams that collaborate and integrate to make the team function. We have a competition season and an off-season, both of which involve long hours and commitment. We have sponsors, fees, member dues, fundraisers, and more that can amount to almost $600 out of pocket for parents. We are really not a club, and we are a team, and it's important for our success to be recognized as such. Whether that means being defined as a sport or having co-curricular status, our team should not be classified as a club. With this presentation, we hope that the board decides to consider a request for the 2024 to 2025 school year, as well as the years to follow. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here today, and we hope you enjoy our live demonstration. Please use this time to ask us questions while we prepare the robot.
Hannah, I have a question.
Yes, Ms. Schroeder?
So you said that you wanted to engage the elementary schools. What would that look like?
That would possibly include establishing the other programs that First has included, such as LEGO League, which is a robotics competition but using Legos, or FTC, which is a middle school program, and it would be mostly student-run by the members of the team across the district with the elementary and the middle schools. Microphone. This one.
Anyone have any other questions?
I would just say, just quickly, you may not see it all the time, but you do receive visibility by the board and myself. So we have gone to competitions, love watching you in competitions, RIT. Also, I have petitioned, I won't use the name, but an assembly member, also asking to fund the club as well. So things are also happening that you may not see or be aware of, but we know the great things that you do, which is why I'm sure there aren't any questions from me or the board at this point. So we're excited to see the robot. Just tell me when to duck.
Where do you build the robot?
Currently, we build the robot in the tech rooms at Sutherland High School. Ideally, if possible, we'd be able to room out, but we understand that that's not really a viable option right now, so we're fine staying at the high schools.
So I'll also share that I attempted to work with Victor, Penfield, Canandaigua, along with Pittsford, to go in 4 ways in a facility for all schools to build the robot in that tough room. Not because of us.
I'm in on all those, and we appreciate that and the response on that one too. Last year we did rent out a place with 4 other teams, and that's the difference between 20th and 15th place and actually getting into the knockout rounds is teams that have that time to practice and to drive and to do all the other stuff that you have to do to get a robot that can work and compete, right? That's the big thing. we could compete, but we weren't fine-tuned. And that's what that really helps out with. And, you know, every year I'm just amazed at what they do. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Brian Holiday, teacher, mentor, coach, whatever you want to call it. But, yeah, it's amazing what these guys do. It's just amazing. And if you go and look, if you come to the RIT and everything, what you'll see, the difference between our team and any other team that's out there, we're loud. That's why we got the cheer award. But aside from that, is our kids are working on the robot. You look at all the other teams, the mentors don't let the kids touch the robot, right? I'm trying to give them the real world experience in this, especially for those going into engineering. But again, as Hannah said, we have business. She's taken on a business role that she didn't really want to take on because she's more of a CAD and mechanical person, but she's killing it. And you know, that's the thing, right? It's a business more so than just a team too, right? Besides with the financing and everything else. So it's just it's phenomenal. I'm always surprised at what the kids do every year, and you know, it's exciting. I can't wait to be in Pittsburgh.
And if the mechanical stuff doesn't work out for you, you can be a public speaker.
Great. Yeah, she did a great job.
Do you mind if I make a statement as well? Just a comment more than a statement. Sean Smith, I'm a mentor on the team. It's incredible what these guys have done, guys and girls, this year. We're a week one competition this year, which was something we were very hesitant to do, considering, you know, how long it took us to build the robot previously. But I mean, we have a working robot. We've actually spent a fair amount of time testing it. Penfield School opens up their school for the break that we just had last week. They have an entire field set up inside the school. The school allows them to do that. They have teams coming in from all sorts of other areas to compete, you know, friendly compete over the whole of that break, right? So we've been going out there to use their field several times and so on. But you know, purely from a time perspective, Mr. Holiday puts in a huge amount of time. I managed to get approved as a coach or mentor or whatever you want to call it officially through the district. So I do have keys to Sutherland now. I can get in and out, which has been a great help, right? Because Mr. Holiday can't be expected to be there 24/7 like we have been. As Hannah mentioned, the last week, 9 days, we've been doing 10 plus hours every single day at the school. I took 3 days off work last week. I'm taking 3 days off work this week to go to Pittsburgh. So, you know, we really need more involvement from people that can have keys to the kingdom, essentially, right? Because we are relying on the school to do a lot of this work. So, I mean, apparently I have to go through that whole process again. It took 2 years for me to get approved the last time. So hopefully I won't have to go through as much next year to do the same thing. But really, Mr. Holiday needs more people involved. You know, it's not a club, as Hannah said, it's a team. If you look at anything related to FRC, every team is called a team in FRC, and that's worldwide. It's not a US thing, it's a worldwide competition. Last year we were with teams from, you know, all sorts of other countries in Pittsburgh and in RRT. So I think, you know, a lot of thought needs to go into how you guys mold this thing moving forward, but it really needs more recognition than just a club. Thank you.
We have your DNA now, so.
Okay, no robots right now.
Okay, sit in.
It does shoot much further, but you seem to be a friendly crowd right now, so.
It goes much faster on the field.
Great job, thank you. Hannah, can you send me your PowerPoint? Just through email is great. Thank you all. Deb was just wondering if the robot can work security at our boat. It's amazing. I can tell the timing great, so thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you. You all are welcome to stay for our meeting, or?
We leave for Pittsburgh at 8 a.m., so some of us are gonna leave.
Safe travels. Good luck. Good luck. Thanks, everyone. Great job.
Thank you.
So as they exit, we will ask our building principal, Lindsay Allen, to come forward.
All right. Yeah, I know, that's a tough act to follow.
We are not that skilled.
All right. Yeah, well, thank you all for having me here tonight to share with you all about Park Road. I'll be honest, I'm both a little nervous and very excited to be here. Nervous just because this is my first principal's report to the board, but super excited because there are so many great things happening at Park Road that I'm excited to share with you. I brought two friends here with me tonight, just an example of such dedicated staff who don't mind supporting me and Park Road Elementary School to provide you just some more detail and information on what we'll be sharing with you tonight. So Robin Pano is our school counselor. She is spearheading some of our community building work and work on our social emotional learning goals and skills. And Jason Ford is a 5th grade teacher who will be sharing with you some of our work towards the strategic initiative and work with the hub. And he also is our faculty advisor for student council that we'll be talking about. So change can be hard, and Park Road Elementary School had some big change to adjust to this school year. Me, a new principal. But Park Road staff, students, and families are just amazing, and we didn't take very long to get to know each other and to jump right into remaining focused on what's best for our students. Our 3 main focus areas or goals for this year were to create a new or just a different sense of community, to continue important work towards the strategic initiative and the use of the hub, and to always stay student-centered and remember that all that we do is for the children. We have hit the ground running and are in full swing with our work focused on these 3 things, starting with fostering a sense of community as well as a supportive learning environment for all. We have a theme of the month that students learn about and then celebrate that theme at the end of each month with a whole school assembly. So Robin's going to share a little bit of that background with you.
Thank you.
Oops. Sorry.
You're fine. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having us. So I'm going to speak a little bit about our SEL work that we have been working diligently on ever since the summer. So our team worked very hard to think of 10 attributes that we think are essential for our students to foster and develop to just become good citizens and what we want our students to exemplify at Park Road. So what we did once we had our 10, which are up on the screen, every month we type books associated with each theme, and we provide them to our classroom teachers, and then we have a bin in the library of additional books if they want to continue their learning about the theme. We tie in classroom lessons. We just try to really have it kind of bleed into everything that we do so that it's probably ad nauseum repeated and the kids can't forget it. And depending on the level, try to vary how we're explaining this theme to our students. But along with our lessons and our books of the month, one thing that we're super proud of that we started this year, and honestly a huge thanks to Lindsay for this, is we started monthly school-wide assemblies. We have not done this since I've been at Park Road, and it has been honestly the most amazing change that we have made. It's created such a good sense of community and collaboration, and kids are really rooting for each other. We get to, you'll see a little bit later, but we get to hand out Student of the Month awards. So every classroom chooses one student to win based on the theme. A lot of our intermediate classrooms have the students vote, so they vote for each other, which has been amazing. And then each teacher who's nominating that student has to explain why they're nominating that student, what that student is doing to demonstrate this theme. And it's been amazing. Kids get so excited for each other. They're like shouting and cheering. Some have made signs. It's really amazing to see. And we've tried to make sure that we are spreading this not only for the recipient of the award, but we have pencils with the themes on them that we hand out to other students that we just kind of catch throughout the day or the week demonstrating this theme. So it's been really nice, and it's been all-encompassing, and I feel like everyone's really gotten on board with it. So if you ever want to come to an assembly, they're the last Fridays of the month, and they're wonderful. We have guest speakers, we have songs, sometimes we do games like the wave. It really depends on the month, but they're really fun, and it's just been really nice to have the whole school come together.
Thank you, Sue. We do have just a really brief clip of one of those assemblies. We thought the wave would be a great way to build community, but let me tell you, it is very hard to get 430 students to do a wave in a small gym. So we've been practicing, and we're demonstrating some perseverance with that so that we can really get that down. But so we have Kelly Jordan and Lynn Gossman have been working tying in our themes to music. And so we do have usually one of the theme of the month, they identify a song, the students practice that, and we have them, part of the assembly is that we all sing it. So we'll show you just a little clip of that. So it really has just fostered a great sense of community. It is something we talk about regularly throughout the month. We have announcements on it. We're regularly using the word of the month so that we are really starting to understand what it means to demonstrate that character trait. So we also have been working hard towards our strategic initiative and the use of best practices through the strategies that are provided through the hub. Teachers are really loving this resource, and the strategies are helping them engage all students in really rigorous and authentic learning experiences. So I do have Jason here to share some of his experience utilizing these strategies right in the classroom. No, that's not what we meant to do. I keep messing that part up.
That's okay. Thank you, Lindsay, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of this presentation this evening. So at the beginning of the school year, one of the best things that Lindsay could do for our staff during our superintendent's conference days was to give us time to explore and encourage us to focus in on one thing, because there's a wealth of knowledge and resources that are found in the hub. And so Lindsay giving us that time to unpack, I found the World Cafe strategy that I had never used with a group of students before in my 20 years of teaching, and apologize for my voice, I'm losing it, of course, on this big important night. So I really commend Lindsay because she gave us the time to unpack and look and discuss and work with other staff members with elements of the hub. And so if you can picture this, it's the day before Halloween with my fifth graders, and it's my first observation with my new administrator, who I've never been observed with. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do something I've never done before with this group of fifth graders. And it was probably the best thing that I've ever done, taking a risk and a chance. And through Lindsay's encouragement and support, she was really excited that I was trying something new and that I was taking a risk. So because the hub is so clearly written, there are great examples and resources and a wealth of knowledge. I really studied this protocol that I have not used with the students. And so I set up the whole room like a cafe, and the students came back from their special subject and found that there were centerpieces and a talking piece, which was a coffee cup from Starbucks that was generously donated. And there was butcher block paper on everyone's tables, and they had an article that they had to unpack. And so I'm like really proud of them, this group of kids this year. They did something they've never done before, and do you want me to advance this? Or, okay, sorry. So through the World Cafe protocol, I had students unpacking an article. We were studying changemakers at the beginning of the year, and they were discussing Malala and her great efforts to be a change maker and what made her so powerful. So the question that was posed to the students in one of the rounds was, why do you think Malala and the Pakistani government challenged the Taliban? And so here's a group of 10 and 11-year-olds having this really thoughtful conversation, using the protocol that was outlined in the World Cafe, and they were jotting down their notes. And it was so authentic because during the different rounds, students got to go and visit other stations and read what their peers had wrote. And so I had said to Lindsay in my post-observation, it was kind of an out-of-body experience watching these fifth graders, because I was just there as a facilitator. It really had nothing to do with me, but it was so amazing watching them go through this whole protocol that now it's part of our classroom culture and routine. And so I, love the support that I had from Lindsay to try something new, and that we have this wealth of resources. And so they were excited, they were engaged, and it was, after teaching 20 years, one of my most memorable moments, even though it was during a formal observation. I was a little nervous. It was really amazing to watch them talk and discuss in this scholarly way.
It was truly amazing. And it was also, as an observer, just so awesome to hear kids disagree respectfully with each other and say, I don't know if I would write that or if I would do this. And then every round they got to get up and walk around and read each other's answers to some of the questions. And that's how they decided their next group was on what someone else had written that they resonated with or that they agreed with or that they wanted to discuss more. So just lots of really deep thinking happening during that protocol. And I was very excited that we took risks and tried something new, and it was really a great hit. This is just one example of the amazing teaching and learning that's taking place and the strategies with the hub. We have lots of teachers excited about it, digging into some new things, really expanding some of their best practices. We see a lot of community circles and jigsawing, 2 stars and a wish, lots of new things that people are really getting into and that we're seeing students grasp and really get excited about. I don't know why it doesn't like my click there. So the last piece that we wrote on here as our focus area is obviously student-centered. However, that is at the heart of everything and the forefront of really all that we do. We work hard as a whole school community to remain student-focused, to always put kids first. We empower some of our older students to take on responsibilities such as being safeties, which they love, and student council. So this is the first year since the pandemic where we've had an active student council up and running again. And we currently have 21 students participating. They were very excited, 4th and 5th graders, really did some awesome campaigning and some great speeches. So it was great to see that whole process up and running again. These students are so excited to be leaders in our building. They're generating themes of the week right before breaks where we do something different every day, and the whole school is involved, students and staff alike. They also support community service activities and are brainstorming all sorts of ways that they can help improve Park Road. So that's been great work. Jason and Karen Soccer are the faculty advisors. I'll have him share just a little bit about some of that work too.
Hello. So we are really excited. Karen Soccer and I have taken the initiative through Lindsay's leadership to bring student council back, and it's just been really exciting to see the students wanting to use their voice. We have 3 students that are on the board where we have president, secretary, and treasurer. So they are learning skills that, because I work over at Sutherland with the drama department, they're doing the same things. The treasurer is doing the same things that, and learning those protocol that my high schoolers are working on, and creating a budget, and they are going to be the ambassadors at our kindergarten welcome night and design t-shirts, and are starting their first community outreach project where they want to help on animal shelters. So we're just in the initial phases of that, but it's been really empowering to watch the kids take initiative, but also want to be a part of the conversation and make change at school.
So I have been impressed from the day I started at the passion of the teachers in this building, the hard work of the students and the support of the families. It's really just been quite an interesting journey to start, and just so wonderful. You'll see here lots of different pictures of the learning that takes place. We really work hard every day to engage students in authentic learning experiences. Everybody works around the room. We have specialized seating, or sometimes you just stand, whatever works best for you. We offer a lot of choice for students to have some autonomy, and we engage students every day in problem solving, giving them ample time to work together, both in large and small groups, but really to also figure out some of those character traits that are associated to our theme of the month. The students and staff at Park Road are amazing. We all have a lot of Park Road and Pittsford pride. I already feel like a part of the family and that I'm lucky to be here, and it was my pleasure to share this all with you tonight. Thank you, everybody.
We appreciated the opportunity to be there, to interact with the staff, and it was a lovely energy to the building, and we appreciate you all being here. Thank you. And what you do for our students.
And both of your outside observations are now done. You did it in front of the Board of Ed, so you're good. You did well.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. So now we will have a motion to approve our minutes. Sarah, and seconded by Kim. Thank you. All in favor? The ayes have it with one abstention. Thank you. Next on our agenda is the Board of Education report. Monroe County School Boards Association meetings. We have several coming up. Legislative committee is about to have an exciting venture next week. And so I'm sure that tomorrow's meeting is preparation for that. I'm going to Albany. That's very exciting. Are there any other reports, or would anyone like to say anything about the activities they've engaged in? Okay, so dates to remember. On March 7th, we have a board visit at Calkins Road Middle School. Visits at 7, tours at 7:30. And by show of hands, who can attend? Thank you so much. And our next regularly scheduled meeting is March 12th. And next, we'll move forward with our financial report from Mr. Deskey.
All right, thank you very much for your consideration tonight is the acceptance of the January Treasurer's Report. I'll say that, again, interest earnings look really good. One of the things in preparation of the next budget presentation that you'll also notice is a huge increase in our auction and surplus, where normally we would trade in buses for $2,000 to $3,000. You know, we're getting upwards of $10,000 to $12,000 per bus depending on the year. So that's been fantastic and continues to go well. The only other thing I'd highlight is I've made a number of comments in the past regarding the food service budget. I pulled our team together and we are back on track as of January. We've got a positive outlook for the end of the year. So I feel confident that we'll continue to meet and, you know, keep a close eye on that budget, but I think we're gonna do just fine, you know, now after reviewing, but a further outlook, you know, as we go further in the year.
Thank you, Mr. Deskey. So is there a motion for acceptance of the treasurer's report? Emily and Sarah, all in favor? All opposed, the ayes have it. Thank you so much. Next, sir.
So the next thing is just the state requirement to have the tax cap submitted by March 1st. It has been submitted. I outlined all the factors for your review. I would say, you know, I outlined the factors, most of the factors, you know, at the last budget workshop. The only significant thing is this year, for only the second time since 2012, right, or 2012, we have an ERS, Employees Retirement System exclusion, because it was in excess of that 2% threshold. It's 2.1%. So there's a little bit of more money that we can collect through that exclusion, you know, in this cycle.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Next, we'll move forward with our human resource report from Mr. Clark.
Thank you and good evening. First for your consideration is the professional staff report. We have one change in administrative title that is zero cost impact. That's just to better align with the appropriate retirement system. We have 6 school-related professional appointments, 1 managerial confidential appointment, 1 supervisory and technical appointment, 1 school-related professional termination, and we have spring coaching salaries and volunteers for your approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion to accept the professional staff report? O.D. Kim and J. Cook. All in favor? All opposed? Thank you. The motion carries.
Thank you. And next for your consideration is the support staff report. We have 1 transportation appointment, 1 transportation retirement with 40.2 years of service, 2 custodial maintenance resignations, and 1 food service appointment.
Thank you. Is there a motion to accept the support staff report? Sarah and Kim. Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none. All in favor? Thank you. The motion carries.
Thank you.
Next, we'll have the special education report from Ms. Woods.
CSE and CPSE recommendations are on the consent agenda.
Thank you. And now we will have the superintendent's report.
Thank you. There is a need for an executive session this evening, and that is for discussion regarding proposed, pending, or current litigation.
So is there a motion? There is a motion that we will have an executive session. Jeff and Dave. All in favor? Yes, we will. Thank you.
You're going to be very hard pressed to deny this after tonight. I dare you. First for your consideration is a field trip to Pittsford, PA for the robotics team.
Yes, so there's board action for the field trip approval to Pittsford, Pennsylvania for our robotics team. The date is February 28th to March 4th. All in favor? Okay, yes, is there a motion? Thank you. That would be Sarah and Kim. Thank you. All in favor? We're so excited to do it. Yeah,
Next.
exactly.
Next is a request for your approval for the robotics team to travel to Houston, Texas on April 14th through April 20th.
Thank you. So is there a motion to accept this field trip? Thank you. So that's Dave and Emily. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Next is a request for your approval for the robotics team to go to Disney World. No? All right, scrap that. That was really not a full proposal. So I do have on the agenda the calendar for consideration. I did put it as a first reading. Some years we just do it as a one and done, but we're early enough in the process where there's time. It's a long calendar year. We start on the 2nd is Labor Day, and so September 3rd would be the potential start date, and it goes all the way to Regents Rating Day being among the latest I've ever seen, which is June 26th and June 27th. So some highlights in the calendar. Historically, we have done really well with using 2 days of bringing staff in before students, and that serves many, many purposes. So this reflects 2 days with staff, and then so it'd be the 3rd and the 4th with with staff, and then students starting Thursday the 5th of Labor Day. You will see some schools probably starting with students the 4th of September, but we are recommending the 5th with students. Other things of note, next year is the first year that there is a Lunar New Year that's being observed, and that is on January 29th. Typically, at least for the last 3 years, we've included Yom Kippur in the calendar. That is actually taking place on Sunset Friday, October 11th, and it ends Saturday the October 12th. So you won't see it reflected in a day off in the calendar this year. So with that, any questions or clarifications needed for the calendar? We all good? Okay. And last I would just say I've had a ball going and observing our buildings. As central office team, I encourage our central office team members to get in buildings as much as possible. This stint between now and April break is usually when we see a lot of stress build up, a lot of student behaviors build up, and the more that we can be involved in being in the buildings, the better. So today I did spend a little bit of my free time at Thornhill Road playing with kindergartners in recess and in the cafeteria. They were amazing. I've been able to see several faculty meetings, department leader meetings, team meetings, you name it, and they all have reflected the work of our strategic initiative, and couldn't be more proud of our building principals, our teachers, our support staff, you name it. Everyone seems to be in a real good spot, and our goal is to keep that momentum going between now and the end of the year. But baby steps, it's now between now and April break. So we are all hands on deck, and really happy with how we started the return from break. And that is all I have for my report.
Thank you very much. Next, we'll have our approval for the consent agenda. Motion. Thank you, Emily and Kate. All in favor? All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. It's approved. Is there any old business? Is there any new business? Okay, next we have public comment. And we'd like to ask Julia Kai to please come forward. Thank you.
Dear Board of Education, in 2024, Pittsford has become my second hometown. The more I have learned about this education system, the more fortunate I feel to be raising my children at PCSD. However, I have also noticed some discrepancies in the policy processes within our district. For instance, I observed that new AP courses were successfully added to our curriculum after being proposed and discussed at the school board meetings. The decisions such as the removal of science honors programs were made, however, without hearing at BOE meetings, but only ad hoc interpretations. More recently, the ad hoc grading committee updated the report card format without it being listed on the BOE agenda. While I appreciate the effort made by the committees, I hope that the Board of Education can recognize these discrepancies and work toward establishing more standardized processes for important policy changes. Clear and consistent procedures will ensure transparency and promote greater trust and understanding within our community. As you may be aware, the district has decided to initiate training for all teachers in April to implement the new report card format. The current decision has made it clear that behavior grading will not be shared externally for students' summer camp and other applications. I hope the school board can guarantee that the behavior grading can be reported on report cards optionally for parents and students in the future, because many external institutions ask for report cards in the middle of school years instead of official transcripts. I also hope the school district can not only focus on student behaviors, but also student academic rigor by comparing our report cards to schools that are ranked better than us. As we face the prospect of financial burdens in the coming year due to the state funding cut, I wish the school district to prioritize the preservation of essential educational programs, particularly high school honors, APs, and electives. These courses play a crucial role in reducing disparities and promoting equity for students with potential, because not all students have access to tutoring services. Together, we can continue to provide a high-quality education that empowers all students to reach their full potential. Thank you so much.
So I just have a response, and I think Shreya has heard this response already. We did have an ad hoc committee that wanted to discuss how we're giving feedback to families and students that's more consistent. And it does describe in there that we will describe not only the letter grade, but also behaviors that we're seeing with the student. So with that said, it has not gone in front of the board. It's not a policy. It's a practice that hasn't even been disseminated anywhere really, except that ad hoc committee that you were part of. So this is kind of like the whole world hearing this for the first time when we're still trying to process through a lot of this. But I will share that one of the things that's been in discussion and agreed on through consensus is that in no way, shape, or form will students' behaviors be reflected in any transcripts or summer camps or anywhere other than an internal document. Our hope is really, as parents being our partners and students being our customers, that we're able to provide consistent feedback, not only about the end, which is the grade, but their journey along the way in which that grade came out. So always want to thank you, Shreya, for being involved in our committee work and including this committee. And soon we will be presenting this to the board. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, is there a motion for adjournment?
So
Sarah and Emily. Thank you. So all in favor? The motion carries. Thank you.